Today I'm going to share a real-life example of a client of mine who runs an online holistic health business. I'm going to share the exact strategies, the tactics, the methods, the philosophies we used to not 5x her business, not 10x her business, not 15x her business, 17x her business in just 1 month. Sound like fun? Let's go. Hey guys, my name's Yahya, founder and creator of Record Breaker, where I help you shatter past your highest ever revenue record months in the shortest amount of time. And today we're talking about my client who was stuck at about $1,500 per month in her online holistic health business. We're going to go over the marketing, the lead gen, the client profile, the offer, the avatar, the sales conversion, and the fulfillment process that we did to get her to $26,000 in 1 month. And to make today's video more fun, I'm going to try to do this in under 5 minutes. So let's start the timer now. Now, my client's business model was a subscription model where she more or less charged everybody about $200 per month to work with her for 3 months, 6 months, so on and so forth. She needed between 6 to 7 people, which more or less worked out to between $1,200 to $1,500 per month. That was her baseline average. The problem was she was spending a lot of time. Her intake would be 4 hours long, and then she'd be spending about an hour and a half with these people every single week. She was pretty much worn out because she didn't have time for herself. She was also working a day job in a hospital, so she more or less could only work on her business about 3 out of 5 days. One day that she spent in the hospital, one day that she took to recover from what she spent in the hospital. She also had a website with a bunch of different mid-tier, low-tier offers that she was advertising, but no one was buying. This client is a magician. She cures people's metabolic problems, diseases, she gives people energy, makes them lose weight, stop hair loss, heavy-duty miracles. But she wasn't being paid accordingly. So broadly speaking, we had to slash the amount of time she spent working with these people, fulfillment, to give her more time. And we had to raise the price so that she could charge what she was worth. And we introduced a new high-ticket offer for her to work with. Now, the first challenge that she had was, what if I lose all the people on my subscription model and nobody buys from me? We had to tackle that from a mindset point of view. Essentially, all she needed was one sale, one person to buy from her at $5,000, and she would make what she previously made over 2.5 to 3 months. Now, let's talk about her lead generation, because this person was trained as a doctor in Western medicine, who then went on to learn Eastern medicine. Her copy was not written like a copywriter or a marketeer. It was written like a doctor. Long, boring, modality focused. So she was focusing on the vehicle and the tools instead of the result. What we did was we completely flipped her marketing on its head. So copy was now based on an outside-in approach. Her copy was no longer long, boring, drudging. Her copy was now written like a marketeer, short, punchy, and solution-based. So obviously, people started flooding to her. Lead generation problem solved. Now let's talk about her outreach. She was DMing people, she was friend requesting people, she was trying to start conversations with people, and even when people would tell her what their problem was and she felt they were a perfect fit, she would hesitate about offering them a call. Mindset problem number 2. So once we solved the lead generation problem, we no longer needed the outreach. Instead, there were tons of people flocking to her. No more pitching, having very normal, natural conversations. The moment they felt they needed her, responding only to the people who raised their hands on her marketing. Her marketing was on Facebook. Her next problem: too many people were raising their hands, so she was having too many calls and she was getting overwhelmed. So we structured and scheduled out an entire plan for her where every day she would do a certain number of calls and then move on to the next thing, creating content, so on and so forth. The next problem she had was sales conversion. She had a mishmash of generalized scripts that various coaches had given her. A big mistake she was making was building too much rapport with the person, which was leading to 60, 90 plus minute calls. She thought she had to spend a lot of time with the prospect to get them to like her, to get them to trust her, and then eventually to get them to buy from her. So what we did for her was we specifically designed a sales script for her. No more trying to please people, trying to build over rapport. She stayed in authority mode, having a very specific and a very structured conversation to understand the prospect's problems, diagnose them, offer a solution. Everything over and done with between 30 to 45 minutes. And when she started closing enough people, the last thing we did was we upgraded, or we completely changed her avatar. So her previous avatar were the people who were buying $200 worth of monthly subscriptions from her, were disempowered victim type people who were always complaining and crying about their problems. They thought they had affordability issues, and she was bearing the brunt of all of that emotional baggage. So we switched her avatar to people who were far more empowered, who knew they had a problem, who were willing, wanting, and ready to spend money to solve the problem. When this switch was made, what happened was she stopped working with the old avatar completely. So those 6 to 10 people that she needed to scrape through the month were replaced by 5 people who were paying her $5,000 each. Then we looked at fulfillment because she was spending too much time with these people. We created templates, we automated some things. So now she was spending 2 hours on the intake and then 1 hour for the next 3 weeks, shaving down her total fulfillment time to 5 hours per person per month. And this, my friends, is how she went from $1,500 to $26,000 in 32 days. Stop the timer now! Now, this was more or less 3 months ago. We've been consistently growing that business at about 25%. We're more or less near 40 grand right now. The cool part is, if we continue to grow at an average CAGR of about between 10 to 12%, further refining, increasing the price, so on and so forth, we're gonna hit $1 million in the next 9 months. And this, boys and girls, is how you grow a business to $1 million. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna link the interview I did with this person right here. Let me know if you want me to do more of these breakdowns of how I grow my clients as businesses. Leave a comment down below. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.